All right, music fans, welcome back. It is Dave. It is the Real Music Observer, observing real music in real time for real people, just like you right there, and yours truly, me right here. Next year could be the year where Neil Schon and Greg Raleigh restore rock credibility, rock cred, to the band Journey, or at least the hybrid band known as Journey Through Time. Personally speaking, when I hear Journey Through Time these days, I'm more excited about that particular incarnation of the band Journey than I am of the current lineup of Journey, which I think is a little spent. I think those fuel rods are a little burnt out, and I think the boys need to take some time off. They will be doing a show coming up sometime in December, in the middle of the month, which was a bit of a surprise to me, but hey, you know, anything is possible these days as far as lineups go. If the money is good, folks tend to forget about certain things, and they'll come together to perform for the greater good of themselves. But if you look at Journey Through Time, and you look at sort of the history of this band, I do believe Journey would have been a bit of a success even without Steve Perry, although there's no question that Perry took the band to incredible heights. But you have to look at Perry like this shooting star, this comet that just flamed out. And, you know, for about 2 or 3 decades now, Perry has wrestled with demons, and some of them, I guess, just never went away, and others were more recent, not necessarily demons, but just a struggle to recover from relationships, and especially the latest one with his girlfriend Kelly, who passed away due to cancer. Just an incredible story, and certainly that story propels Perry beyond just his music. I know, because his fans have an incredible emotional attachment to Steve Perry, which transcends anything that he sings. It just does. I mean, they may love his vocals and the songs that come from him, but they are attached to Steve Perry, the man, I think, at the same level they are with the guy's music. The old school Journey represents kind of a muscular band, a tough band that was trying to find its way. And I think Journey Through Time will give those fans who were probably looking for another installment of the Perry-Raleigh chapter, which would have occurred instead of Escape, it would have occurred, you know, at that time, and you would have had maybe a different album title. Maybe you would have had Escape without the current keyboard player. But Raleigh bails because supposedly, and this is me interjecting here and not anything I know for sure, supposedly he was burnt out and needed a break from touring. And he said in interviews, it looked like I was crazy at the time. We were on this trajectory, which even before the lineup got changed, was certainly going places. And I think Greg Raleigh, even though there's a lot of criticism that the band was too progressive when he was in the group, and that the sound, Perry makes note that the sound needed to change. I don't know how much the sound needed to change, and I think if you look at Greg's own solo work during the 1980s, I think Greg adapted to the 80s quite nicely. If you listen to his album called Gringo, just a fantastic start to finish, happens to be my favorite solo Journey work of all time. It just... Carlos Santana is on it, Neil Schon plays on it, and the material, I think, fits perfectly in that 1987 framework. And, you know, you can think that Greg wasn't going to bend to the technology or understand the music was changing. I mean, the master of the Hammond B3, I think he completely got it. And I think that's one of the reasons why fans are excited, because they didn't get to kind of finish that chapter of their musical listening experience back in the 80s. The sound of the group changed, and then it changed again, and then it changed again. By the time you got to Raised on Radio, things had really sort of taken a major departure from the Journey of the early 1980s, even the Escape version of Journey. And I think a lot of fans were kind of hoping to get back to the basics a little bit. And I think that's what Journey Through Time is going to do for this group next year. It's going to bring things back. There's a rumor, a strong rumor out there, and I think it was confirmed on Twitter, that the boys are working on material, meaning they're going to record new songs with Greg, Dean Castronovo, and Neil Schon, Marco Mendoza, and maybe a player or two to be named later. So this is very interesting for hardcore fans. I think you're going to want to stay tuned in 2019. I think this is going to be the year where the old school Journey fans come flocking to see this group as they perform live. I believe 15 to 20 dates have already been confirmed, and more on the way. Those dates are not listed yet. When they are, I will be the first to tell you about it. All right, done with this video. Be back shortly with a lot more, so stay tuned for that.